top 64 finish.
Love that.
This season, in 2023. So, up against one of the quote-unquote bigger names in Pokemon nowadays, Rahul.
Already, you know, fantastic long list of accomplishments there. OCIC top 4, EUIC top 8, World's top 16, and a top 4 in Knoxville. That was our last event. Oh wait, 2023. No, that'd be last season. I apologize there. But yeah, so no stranger to the big stages, and very eager, I know, to try and get that first onto his resume. And this will be, oh, is that a little bit of, is that a bit of Roaring Moon I can see there? Okay.
There's some dark energy, sort of Radiant Greninja there being shuffled along as well. We're giving you guys a little bit of insight. I guess you guys might have a bit of an idea of what's coming up already as well, but it's going to be a fantastic match and round for the first round of the stream here. As we do get another little quick look at Rahul, just enjoying himself.
What's that? A little bit
of a telltale there.
Little bit of a Mirage step in, you know, 1 and 2. Get those curly into. So we have to have a Roaring Moon into Gardevoir matchup. Okay.
Exciting times.
Tell you what, there's going to be damage flying everywhere. Oh, now I tell you what. I've played against a lot of Gardevoir. I tell you, one thing you don't want to do is give Gardevoir extra cards off that mulligan, because all of a sudden they didn't have a Battle VIP pass. Now they've got 1, or they had 1. Now they've got 2, or now they can get Celebrations View in the active, and it's just not very nice.
Yeah, it's not ideal, but you know, Rahul's already going to be drawing so many cards. Was there?
Is that 3?
So long as, yeah, it looks like it. Matthew there chuckling to himself that he's just giving more cards.
Oh wait,
there. It's 4. Actually,
4
which is good confirmation. 4.
4 mulligans.
10
cards, well, 11 cards start in hand then. Oh my goodness. Go on, Matthew. Let's get this game started now. Come on, the viewers want to see some Pokemon. No. Oh, we might even have to see the judge intervention. When it gets to, is it 8 mulligans? That's when the judge will, find you a basic or something like this?
Was it 8? I think back in the day it used to be 5. But
oh, okay.
It doesn't matter. They're still shuffling up. Rahul cutting once again. Can we go
Here
for
we
the
go.
6?
Go on, Matthew.
This is as much excitement as we hit in Pokemon TCG to begin with.
Okay, we got 1.
Finally.
There we go.
And Rahul gets to start with an opening hand of 5 cards, 1 in the stapling, so 11 cards.
11 cards. Now, let's see what we prized. I just prized this Raging Greninja after mulligan 5 times.
Oh, it's
goodness gracious me, Arceus, what is going on, my friend?
It might not be too bad, but as we do kick things off, it does mean Rahul does start with that Battle VIP pass there as well, as he's kicking things off. I wonder if Matthew had allowed Rahul to go first, of course, because he wants to be swinging as soon as possible. Rahul here, just making sure his prizes. We're obviously very privileged to have prize cams available, as Rahul does take quick notes there as well. Just double checking there with double rolls coming down from the first Battle VIP pass.
Now, Rahul did actually prize 1 Gardevoir EX. That's something we have to keep an eye on. And it was one of the top 2 prizes. Traditionally, players do take their prizes bottom to top. So Rahul might be navigating with 1 Gardevoir EX right now. And I think if we were to flick through the deck, did we see... Yeah, he is playing that Moonlit Hill. So we might even get to see it in this matchup, you know, that new card from Paldean Fates. As it is over to Matthew here, he's going to start us off, well, he's going to have his first turn, I should say, in our Swiss round 3 feature match here at Dortmund Regional. So Matthew is playing that Roaring Moon EX deck. Roaring Moon has that frenzied gouging attack, which basically auto KOs your opponent's active, then deals 200 damage to itself. Calamity Storm will also be very useful in this matchup, doing 120 damage plus 100 if you discard a Stadium. It actually might be the other way around, 100 plus 120. I apologize. But since Gardevoir is weak to Dark, or the EX is anyway, that attack will be live. Now, looking at Matthew's list, I saw some Pokemon catchers there, Alex. So I think that might give us a little telltale into how he wants to approach this matchup extremely aggressively.
Yeah, just being able to target down what your opponent is building up on the bench, on the board. It is sometimes vital in these matchups, because you don't want to be swinging too heavily into something like necessarily the Cresselia here.
Yeah.
As we do see Matthew with the Battle VIP pass himself, with that Moltres coming down, and also the Town Store to grab the Forest Sealstone as well, so he can grab any card he would like from the deck if he chooses to utilize that V-Star Power Star Alchemy. so many options in the deck, of course. Being able to then continue bursting through and drawing cards, that Squawkabilly. Fantastic art we're seeing for this
Pokemon
deck.
catch your heads!
Here we go.
Matthew will be able to force a Ralt in the active. Matthew, now this is actually really interesting, because if Gardevoir has to start playing the game with one Ralt, it can get a little bit dicey if that Mirage Step doesn't make an appearance. Matthew debating whether to bench that Squawkabilly EX there and use his ability. Then you discard your hand and draw 6 if it's your first turn of the game. Matthew's going to be trying to find some Dark Patch or Professor Sada here to try and get some energy in play. And now I think that Moltres uses its Dire Flame Wings. Oh, energy switch. Now it's on the Morpeko. The Morpeko will take a KO here, doing 70 damage, and then move those energies away, preserving them from Rahul to remove.
Yep, the little hangry Morpeko there.
Morpeko.
Just being able to utilize a single prize attacker, and like you said, preserving those energies, only requiring 2 to be able to start swinging away.
Energize the wheel.
There's the attachment from hand as well, and that, of course, will be a KO on one of those little routes for the time being. And now kickstarting the prize race in this matchup.
I think if Matthew's going to win, it's going to be down this sort of line, just being super aggressive. As Rahul does have the Mirage Step Curlier in hand. Mirage Step letting you search your deck for what, 3 Curlier and pop them straight into play, essentially getting around normal Evolutionals. But I must say, Alex, that Morpeko is one of the best ability names I've ever seen. In a hungry hurry.
Yeah.
That's going to be me by round 5.
Just round 5?
Round 5, so that's where I get peak hungriness.
Peak hangry.
Peak hangriness, I apologise.
But we do see Rahul here setting up that Mirage Step, a fantastic attack, similar to what we've seen in previous years with the water duplicates. From the Frogadier.
And Kakuna. That one wasn't as good, though.
Great knowledge. Great knowledge. But yeah, we do see 3 Refinement Curliers hitting the board alongside that 1 more routes as well. So Rahul, in exactly the position he wants to be here.
Yeah, for sure.
Being able to now, on his next turn, draws a load of cards with that Refinement ability and potentially rare candy up that routes as well to a potential Gardevoir EX or further. As we do pass back over to Matthew, we'll be looking to take another prize as soon as possible, really sort of ramp up quickly, because he knows he sometimes has to utilize 2 prize Pokemon here, and that's where Rahul will really try and reach back into the prize race.
Well, we saw that Matthew did take that Ancient Energy Booster capsule via Town Store. So at least that's going to give the Roaring Moon EX, 280 HP, which is a very good number. It's going to make it very hard for Gardevoir to deal with, at least immediately. Oh, 290, I should say, not 80. Which is going to be quite hard for Rahul to deal with on turn 2. But I think traditionally, swinging 2 prizes into Gardevoir, you have to try and stop them from using the Mirage Step and get them Curliers out. So Matthew, I think, like you said, is going to have to turbo here, try and take at least 1 prize card every turn, and force the emphasis on Rahul to take these big 2 prize KOs. If he doesn't, this could start to get out of hand.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Rahul will be looking not to try and put down a 2 prizer in his Gardevoir EX until he's ready to start swinging and taking big knockouts. So that's kind of giving Rahul an opportunity to really slow the game down where possible, because there's only 1 prize we'll be giving up. As we do see an energy switch and attachment yet again to the Morpeko, swinging away once again with the Energizer. And just limiting Rahul where possible. Morpeko really shining here as a single prize attacker. Not something we see too often, but Matthew identifying this is one way to preserve energies and also just leave that single prize in the active spot.
It's actually like really interesting because it's going to force Rahul to deal with this Morpeko because it's moving the energy off. It's sort of, and you're only taking 1 prize. It's not a prize that Rahul really wants to deal with. And it's going to really put a lot of pressure here because if Rahul has to put a Gardevoir EX down to power up something to KO this Morpeko, that's a very easy 2 prize cards for Matthew. And we know that Rahul's actually prized other EX as well. But then, so it's going to put a lot of pressure on Rahul here. I think reversal energy would be huge. And let's see if he can find it. It does have this Iona, going to get 6 new cards. Matthew gets 4. And we'll have the 3 uses of refinement. So let's see if Rahul can find that reversal energy.
Looking at a minimum of 14 cards here, because of course that's Shining Arcana in the active spot as well in total. as we do see the first refinement number 2, pitching another.
There it is.
Psychic energy. There's a reversal. Doesn't have to worry about focusing on the Gardevoir EX and that Psychic and base ability now, and just being able to utilize something like the reversal energy and take down the Morpeko, although probably not what Rahul would like to do. Counter catcher could be an option in the list as well.
You could counter catcher here, attach that energy from the Shining Arcana, and then counter catch up the Squawk ability, right?
Yeah, so I think
that could be an option.
It's definitely an option here, and it's something Rahul has to consider, because then it's just an easy way to level up the prize race to 4-4, and if Matthew takes another single prize knockout, Rahul's still in a position to be able to continue swinging with things like counter catchers as well.
That was probably the most fantastic turn Rahul could have asked for there. Going to be taking a 2-prize KO without leaving a 2-prize Pokemon in play. And the scary thing is about Gardevoir, you kind of have to deal with the attackers, because you can try and go around, but nothing's stopping this Gardevoir from just swinging again next turn on a proviso that reversal energy is live. As we are going to see another use of Shining Arcana there. And let's see what Rahul took off that Ultra Ball.
Total of 16 cards Rahul see that turn. And that's the power of Gardevoir, as he does take the knockout on that Squawk ability EX. You know, it was useful.
It was.
Allowed Matthew to draw an additional 6 cards already, but now has unfortunately hit the discard pile after that Shining Arcana Gardevoir taking out there with the 4 Psychic Energies after the Reversal Energy being counted for. Now we're level on prizes. Morpeko back in the active spot. And again, able to take a knockout with just its Energizer Wheel attack.
No, that Gardevoir's weak to metal, that one.
Is it weak to
metal? It's not weak to dark.
Got it wrong.
Yeah, that one's weak to...
Thank you very much for catching that.
That's okay. And that's the... You know, when the Gardevoir comes swinging in without any damage on, you can't just poke it. You have to actually deal with it. Like, what is it, 140 HP, I think, has it got?
Yeah, 140.
Yeah, 140. I mean, Energizer Wheel ain't going to be getting it done. So Matthew might have to break the 2 prize war here and actually attack with one. You're going to see a Trekking Shoes and a Mew EX come down. Look at that artwork as well on that Mew EX. Genome hacking might not be too helpful in this game, but could come up maybe in a game too. With Moonlight Shuriken.
Does give a little bit of protection to those Ionos with that restart ability already utilized there by Matthew. I guess in that sense, then we've seen Rahul use one of those Lost Vacuums to remove the V-Star, the Forest Seal Zone, sorry, from the Moltres. There's a Poker Stop coming down.
Oh, to be fair, you can't argue with that. I mean, that's 2 hits. Earthen Vessel, get rid of that Battle of our P-Pass to grab 2 basic energy from the deck. Earthen Vessel, what a terrific card that is. Then you discard 1 card from your hand to get 2 basic energy from your deck. Fantastic. Yeah,
great synergy, of course. Being able to kind of potentially discard an energy and then use Moltres to bring it back on with Direflame Wings, sorry. There's a Sada, I believe, as well, straight to the Roaring Moon EX, and it is now readied and primed to start swinging away.
It's 2 ready to be swinging and primed. Look at that, 2 Roaring Moon.
And this is where it gets a bit iffy for Matthew, knowing that Rahul could deal 2 attacks here and potentially take the game. Because it's down to 4 prizes. It's just 2 big EXs that are available there. But Matthew had no other option but to swing with a big HP because of that Ancient Booster Energy Capsule on it as well. 290 HP, Rahul now has to find himself past.
Yeah, it's a big number, but Matthew doing exactly what he needs to do. We do actually see a boss's orders there from Rahul, so we might be able to go around this one for now. If Rahul can't reach that 290, well, he could just say, well, I can hit 230 instead, and then deal with this hefty Roaring Moon at a later date. So there is a bit of maneuverability here for Rahul. I would say the ball's in his court. We're going to see a Fog Crystal being used. Search your deck for a basic energy or basic psychic type. Basic energy.
Does have the Ultra Ball, as you mentioned, so we'll have access to the Gardevoir EX, despite having one already prized. But there it is. We do see the targeted option there from the Ultra Ball. I can only imagine here he's going to be swinging big with that massive hand as well. Plenty of energies already in the discard pile. And this Roaring Moon is going to be staring down at a pretty powerful attacker, I reckon.
And it's the rare candy as well, so still get to keep those refinement Curlier around. That Psychic Embrace letting you attach as many Psychic Energy from your discard pile to your Psychic types as you like in the turn. You just have to put 2 damage on for each one. We are going to see Shining Arcana being used there. Raging Greninja as well, could maybe put that down, or maybe just leave that actually, since there is a Muri X knocking about. Might not be worth using that right now. Oh, the Zacian V. Now that is a card that has no problems hitting high numbers.
Yeah, that does have a fantastic ability, something we saw in a lot of early Gardevoir lists being utilized very quickly. Raw Sword allowing you to search a deck and attach a Psychic Energy, but end your turn. But it has Storm Slash, an attack that we see with a different name on the Shining Gardevoir as well, that Brainwave, that's 60+ damage for every Psychic Energy on it. But because it has such a bigger HP rather than the Gardevoir, it's able to load up a lot more and really sort of stretch for those massive amounts of damage.
As we are going to see an attached retreat via Psychic Embrace. That's why that Cresselia has 2 damage counters on. We're going to see some Psychic Embrace there as well onto the active. And
this is where Rahul's really setting up a bit of a checkmate. Having Zacian, on the bench, it means he's already got another attacker to go. Gardevoir here being able to take down Roaring Moon.
What a play!
Churro as well. Incredible.
Talk about closing the door. Professor Chura is basically saying, right, I haven't got my EX in play now, so you can't remove that. Maybe that's because Rahul knows his prize is over one. Can't afford for it to get carried. Let me keep it safe in the hand. And if I need to draw back into it, I've got multiple refinement to use. But I think you're 100% correct there, you know. Rahul putting down the Zacian saying, right, so if you shuffle away my hand, my win con is on board. Yeah,
something we don't see too many of in Matthew's deck is a hand disruption card.
Oh, true.
Matthew does play the 1 copy of Iono. I haven't quite seen it. There, is that it?
It's in his hand.
It's in his hand already. So it's got to be a card here that is utilized because Rahul doesn't have access to Psychic Embrace right now. So this is a big turn. And now this time that Morpeko is able to KO
now it is.
the Gardevoir. Thank you once again for pointing that out to me, Shay. Just a little blip. But this Iono coming down massive here.
This is huge. Will Rahul be able to get his Gardevoir EX back? That's going to be the main question, as Matthew does have a trekking shoe. He's going to take that Pokemon catcher as well. Love to see it. Ooh.
Yeah, it's not just the Psychic Embrace Gardevoir EX either. It will need to also try and gust around the Morpeko.
Oh, true. Fantastic
because
point.
It also means, well, at the same time, still has a bit more time because Matthew has 3 prizes to go. But this is it. This is Morpeko's Energizer Wheel, taking a 3rd prize of this game so far, and now just sitting pretty in the active spot.
Right, that hand doesn't look too great there for Rahul. Does have the Super to shuffle the deck, because we know that Gardevoir EX has been put to the bottom via Iono, or at least really close to the bottom. Super will allow you to shuffle the deck and maybe draw into it. You know, it does still have at least 2 refinement uses, and if you draw into a Shining Arcana, you can use that as well.
Yeah, I guess the only troubling thing here for Rahul now is that with 2 prizes each left, he has benched that Zacian V.
True,
it has got a massive target on its head if Rahul is not able to take and find a way out of this scenario here. It just means that there is a route to victory here for Matthew.
And Counter Catcher won't be live now either for Rahul, so we'll have to try and use bosses. And I tell you what, traditionally, this is meant to be quite a hard matchup for Roaring Moon to deal with, but Matthew's doing it fantastically well. What did you draw into there? Was it Iono and a Curlier?
Can't complain with that too much, I think.
But not if you want to play the boss, though. Oh, but it's going to go for the Iono.
Yeah, just having to think. There's a couple of cute other cards there available to Rahul. A Collapsed Stadium, of course, another inclusion in his list. Can remove the Zacian out of the way whilst maybe dealing with the Morpeko, still keeping himself just with 1 prize to go. But we do see further refinements. Counter Catcher in hand. And this fantastic stadium, that inclusion that you've seen, Shay.
And the Ultra Ball, so we'll be able to find that Gardevoir EX if so desired. So yeah, what do you do here? We see a War of the Sword.
This is massive. That Iono, what has been left with Matthew's hand?
Judge Ultra Ball Basic Dark Energy. So you could Ultra Ball your hand away, use Restart, try and find a boss or a Pokemon catcher, and Matthew Rowberry could win this turn.
Big, massive decision here from Matthew's side.
Oh my God.
What decision is he going to make?
Can't believe how close this is. I'm going to go for the judge instead. But he's still has catchers as out. He can do both at the same time.
Just the one catcher, though. If he's used one, right?
No, I think it was in his hand before the Iono, I'm sure.
Yeah, because he used one for the routes. Turn one.
Oh, is it just the one catcher? No, he's got
catchers.
Two.
Yeah, so
two catchers.
one left.
You got one left. We find this one catcher here, folks. This is our first round here at Dortmund Regionals. It's this close. Oh, he's got the escape. Wait, escape. Oh no, escape rope's not live. Pokestop could find the catcher though. You guys can't see us right now, but my face is glued to our monitor. I want to see. Go on, Pokestop. Show me the catcher.
I'm not going to say. Your face is usually glued to the screen this way because there's always so much hype here. This is the big turn from Matthew's side. That Ultra Ball again. That same scenario potentially thinning down.
Yeah.
To reach. I don't know how many boss were left in the deck or in his discard as well. So maybe that's why he chose not to maybe dig for it. But that could have been one route to really just take this victory in this turn.
Here we see a restart. Energy switch, so you could actually attack with... Oh, no, you can't. Oh, here we go.
Looking for that focus.
Oh, does not get the catcher. So now Rahul, the pendulum of power swings back into Rahul.
Does have the energy switch to be able to start swinging away with more Pekko once again, though.
Yeah, more Pekko. That's a well-trained more Pekko here, folks.
4 prizes this thing is going to be taken down as Cresselia is just kind of sitting pretty in the active spot right now.
Yeah. And that was going to be a carry of that Energizer wheel.
So back on Rahul. What has he got in his hand after that judge? Super Rod, Ultra Ball.
Collapsed.
It's
a turn too late now, though.
But, I mean, it has to be this turn. He has to find that counter catcher that was already in his hand from after being judged away.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty of cards to see here, though. Second refinement. Boss
There's a boss.
Needs...
I think that's it, then, because he's got Ultra Ball for the EX in hand, right?
Yeah, just double checking. Here we go. We just see Ultra Ball for the Psychic Embrace God of our EX. We have the boss, and there it is. The handshake's extended. Rahul wins game 1 of our round 3. Smile on his face here after just having to take a 1 turn off and use Roar of the Sword.
Roar of the Moon. Roar of the Sword, as it were. But yeah, wow, what an entertaining round that was. And that got really close. Like I said, traditionally, Roaring Moon has no business beating guys. A very hard matchup. But Matthew did, I would say, almost everything perfectly there. Did everything he could. And unfortunately, it just came down to Rahul being able to eventually get out of that Iono.
I wonder if he could have risked it all for that catcher play and just Ultra Balled away his hand. Maybe utilized restart to be able to draw up to 3 and try and hit maybe whether there was 1 boss left in deck. I don't know if Matthew, unfortunately, maybe discarded both of his bosses into the discard early on, but maybe that was one direction to take for. But doesn't matter, as you said, he played it almost perfectly and almost took this really tough matchup.
Game's this close.
Yeah.
Wow.
Morpeko taking 4 prizes. Still a highlight already.
That Energizer wheel, that Morpeko is just busy, you know, energizing just on that wheel and taking, you know, you said, what, 4 or 5 prizes? 4. It's 4. Yeah. Wow. Just didn't think I'd be seeing that. And you know what? Matthew did that after giving up 5 mulligans as well.
Very true. I mean, it's taken more prizes so far than Roaring Moon EX, and that's the main attacker here. Plenty of time on the clock as well for both of these players to try and, you know, take the dub in any way, shape, or form here as it currently stands 1-0 to Rahul. It's a best of 3, of course, remember, for everyone. Matthew will need to win 2 quick games in succession to be able to take this round, but Rahul in a very, very good spot.
Yeah, fantastic place to be in if you're Rahul, you know. And if you're Matthew, you're just thinking, right, I need to just try and win a game as fast as possible, put it all down to a game 3. Rahul has actually mulligan twice here, so the mulligan swinging back the other way. Rahul has a basic this time. Okay, very good, very good. And I wonder if Matthew's going to opt to go first or second here.
I think it's always going to allow Rahul to go first, to try and maybe limit what Rahul can do, as we do see the prizes come down. That Jirachi there, not important for this matchup.
2 copies of Dart Patch is interesting.
Could be an annoyance for Matthew here, as we do see Rahul finalizing his final prizes as well. Looks like that reversal energy is about to hit there. Oh, it's coming back. But you know, nothing too crazy. I mean,
so far
with the Dart Patches, it's less of a hindrance because you have Moltres V now. That's more heavily played in the Galarian Moltres V, which allows you to kind of bring back energies like a Dart Patch to itself anyway, and you play the sort of energy switches to kind of maneuver those around. As we do have both players just double checking with everything as we do see what is going on alongside you guys. So, how do you guys feel about the matchup so far?
Yeah.
Did Matthew take it super close? Does he have a chance in this matchup against Gardevoir? But, you know, I guess it's one of those reasons why a lot of top players are kind of reverting back to such a great deck in Gardy.
Yeah, I mean, drawing cards and dishing out big damage is just never a bad thing in a Pokemon TCG. Yeah. And traditionally, when you look at decks that have done well in the past, if you call back to like Zoroark GX from back in the day, just drawing cards can just sometimes give you such an inherent advantage over some decks. And we saw on the back of the Iona there for Matthew, Rahul just being able to go refinement, Shining Arcana. Like you said, there was a turn where we saw, what, 16 cards?
16 cards. Incredible.
It's just if there was a supporter that said draw 16 cards, it'd be an instant include in every deck as a 4-of, and Gardevoir can do that. And play a supporter as well. It's just very good.
Because he's played so many cards where he was refining, refinement here, Churro to remove the 2 prizes from the board to just make it as easy as possible for himself to not be limited by Matthew's side of the board with those catchers and those boss's orders as well. So really great to see Gardy being piloted by obviously a very good player.
Yeah, of course.
Being able to utilize all of those cards to the best effect possible. You know, those reversal energies came down. We didn't get to see Moonlit Hill yet.
We did not.
Maybe there's an opportunity in this game as we get back to the action soon.
Yeah, a very nocturnal nighttime theme match here in our feature match here, round 3. You got Roaring Moon on one side, Moonlit Hill on the other.
You love that.
I did, didn't I? I thought of that. I thought, I'm going to have to get this out quick when the camera's on me.
any opportunity, Shay, any opportunity.
Come on, chat. That was good.
I loved it.
He says that now. You go wait till you get off. Be like, mate, don't do that again, please.
It's only because I can't think of that sort of stuff. So, but I'll leave those to the experts in yourself, Shay.
The only thing I'm an expert at. Oh, my goodness.
Here we go. We get back to the game.
Here we go.
Reversal energy is there. Churro is also there as well. We do see the handshake. Couple of battle VIP pass and another route in hand for all, so nothing to worry about in terms of just getting donked from that perspective. So Rahul being able to double check his prizes and just get set up for the rest of this game. Remember, 27 minutes left on the clock.
27 minutes left on the clock. And we just had confirmation as to why there was a slight little delay. Is some of the prize cards for Rahul did get flipped by accident when Rahul was putting them down. There is no penalty. That has been resolved. There are obviously some lovely table judges there. So that has all been resolved. And our game 2 is kicking off here. As we do see Rahul immediately go for that Radio Good injury, which Rahul didn't do in the last game, I should say. So I'm intrigued to see if that becomes a factor. Because bear in mind, we know that Matthew does play the Mew EX, so there could be some shenanigans with Catcher, Genome Hack, Moonlight Shuriken, Pop, and we know Rahul knows that the Mew EX is there. So will Rahul put down the Manaphy, or at least prioritize it? Yeah, that could be devastating if it comes out at the wrong time, Alex.
Yeah, definitely something we may try and see in some of these. It's something that's always been threatened as soon as we saw the release of Mew EX.
Yep.
Rahul maybe didn't have the bench space for it last time because Cresselia was in the active spot. But let's see what direction Matthew could take with this matchup here as well, because Matthew is playing the straight dark energies in his list, as we do see the Earthen Vessel come down with dark energy already discarded, already allowing the activation of that Galarian Moltres V Direflame Wings ability. So it's just all of that synergy is just coming together already just from the first action Matthew gets. Also gets a chance to double check his prizes himself.
Yep. Now, I want you to get involved in chat here, guys. I don't think there's a more aesthetically pleasing Pokemon than Galarian Moltres. Look at that black and red. It just, looks so nice. Especially that Trainer Gallery one in the active. Don't see that one too often, but that is a stunning piece of artwork there. Adore to see it. Dark Flame Wings is a very good ability as well, letting you grab a Dark Energy from your discard pile and attach it to that Galarian Moltres. You can only use one of them per turn, though. You can't use 2 at the same time. But just lets you get energy into play fast, and especially when you're playing cards like Energy Switch, it allows you to power up attackers, you know, like the Morpeko or the Mew EX or Roaring Moon a little bit easier.
Yeah, we do see Morpeko, the little MVP from Matthew's side of the board at least, be benched here. We do see the Direflame Wings, and then instant Energy Switch with the attachment, and here comes
I'm guessing that's a research. Yeah,
a research.
It's really hard to tell the full art, the full art Sada from the full art Sada's research, but I'm guessing that was the professor's research, as the hand has been discarded. Matthew off to the races with that Forest Hill Stone. Star Alchemy being used.
Yeah.
Or can be used, I should say.
Able to find something like the switch cart to maneuver out of the position of the active spot and allowing Morpeko to start swinging away once again with that Energizer wheel, if available, to Matthew here.
Or do you go for your Squawk and try to see more cards? But the Squawk was used last game for Rahul to win, actually. So maybe if given the option, you don't want to have that 2-prize liability on board. Yeah,
Matthew, knowing that that switch card is available as an out to him here. The only other switch card, Escape Rope, in his list is currently prized, so maneuverability will be down to just this particular card and action here, as Morpeko will be moving to the active spot and start swinging away against Rahul's routes on his side of the board. So we're going to see something similar to the last game. Haven't seen a Aurora Moon EX hit the field yet. There's a Radiant Greninja of his own, as there goes the 2 Dark Energies. Energizer wheel onto the Galarian Moltres V.
Yeah, as we do see Matthew start taking his first prize here in our round 3 feature match here, game 2. Oh, we see a rare candy. Oh, it's into the Gardevoir Shining Arcana there. Shining Arcana is going to be used. No energy targets from there, as we see a level ball as well. Yeah, and I guess it's interesting if Matthew moved the energy onto the Galarian Moltres, maybe not wanting to go for the Mew EX route, as we do see Mirage Step again, Alex, coming in clutch.
Yeah, fantastic there, Rahul. I think hitting the level ball off that Shining Arcana, and just being able to then go and jump straight into that Mirage Step. And now the board is once again perfect for Rahul to kind of start swinging back once Matthew potentially takes a second prize.
What this does mean, there is no mana fee, and there is no potential mana fee. So, I mean, in the unlikely scenario, Matthew could pull off the Genome hack into a Moonlight Shuriken. That's a guaranteed 2 prize cards right now. It would be quite hard to do, but it's not impossible.
It's not impossible, but as soon as you do see energies starting to be loaded up on a Mew EX, it's going to have a massive target on its back.
That is true.
But let's see the direction that Matthew takes here, as we do see a Pow Pad shuffling some of those important supporters he did have to discard on that first turn back into the deck. Just kind of double checking what's available to himself. Of course, needs quite a bit once again to get attacks onto.
Hasn't really got the greatest of hands here, you know? Like, there's no energy in that hand. Energy switch. There's be a boss's orders getting loaded up. Is it into the Greninja? No, it's into the Curl. Yeah, fair enough. So we do see the Galarian Moltres hit the active by that Morpeko's free retreat. Coswell has no energy attached to it. Dark Flame Wings activation to the active. And it looks like we're going to see the Aura Burn for 190. Does that actually deal 30 damage to itself, which we know with reversal energy being the thing in the deck could be very, very relevant.
Yeah, not ideal here for Matthew. I think that's why he was toying in his head of maybe trying to find a different avenue where possible to swing away. But unfortunately, his only attacker with energy on the board is that Galarian Moltres V. So just has to target down one of the refinements, try and limit what Rahul has access to. But Rahul kicks things off already with a Concealed Cards into a Shining Arcana. No Psychic Energy there, but another Fog Crystal. Opportunity to discard more of those, get them primed and ready for future big attacks. Remember, this Galarian Moltres V now with 30 damage on it only has 190 left.
I think that's just 1 Psychic Energy and 1 reversal, right? That gets you there, I think.
150, 180, no, one more.
One more, I apologize. There's that Moonlit Hill. I don't know if you want to see it, but well, they probably won't see it, but it's nice to see in the hand at the very least. Does have access to, the Gardevoir EX is in hand, so Psychic Embrace would be an option. It's going to involve the active. Oh, yes, the attack on Gardevoir EX gets there. That's a nice crisp 190. Put him on the spot with that attack, names it Miracle Force. Hey, Miracle Force, we got it right.
There we go.
Dealing 190 and heal special. Oh, we are going to see the Moonlit Hill. Let's go! I don't know why I'm so excited, but I really wanted to see that, and now we do.
Yeah, there's a card we've seen just from the Paldean Fates special set that we get, or mini set, depending on how many people call it, but a fantastic addition, generally as a one-off in these kind of decks, just to kind of give that support that sometimes Gardevoir needs when it's attaching more Psychic Energies across the board here, as we do see the Psychic Embrace. It's a retreat into the Shining Arcana, just to kind of preserve, just in case Matthew's been Iono'd into a good hand here. We do see a Psychic Embrace under the Shining Arcana. Gardevoir there. 80 damage on it, 4 energies in total. Moon it
yes, we got the Moonlight here.
Get the value out of healing, which is fantastic to see. Now, perfect number of Psychic Energies on the Gardevoir, and it's swinging with that Brainwave attack. And now Matthew just stuck with 2 single prizes.
Oh,
couple of Dark Energies, does get to draw.
Have you seen that hand? That hand is awful. We need to draw some good cards here. Catcher Ultra Ball's not a bad start, actually. Can't be putting down that Squawkabilly now unless you want to use Motivate. We do see a Roaring Moon EX, I should say.
Maybe has to go into a Mew EX to restart and draw some more cards.
Maybe. I actually think that, I think that's correct.
Yeah, to go down to sort of just the playable cards like the Catcher, but I guess you don't want to leave this Gardevoir in the active spot either. So there goes the Squawk. The Jelly can be attached, the Energy can be attached. So he's holding on to, I guess he wants to keep hold of those Catchers as well. Maybe take out the Gardevoir EX, because kind of bringing him closer to the victory. There's the Mew. So Dark Energy, Pokemon Catcher in hand, 2 cards that are insta-playable for Matthew here.
Does need a lot, though. We need to get some ways to accelerate energy into play. I'm intrigued to see if he commits to that Catcher before the restart. I actually probably have to.
In the position he's in.
Yeah, I think you have to, but it will dictate how this turn goes. Here we do see Pokemon Catcher, flip a coin if fed. You can change your opponent's active. I can't see what that was.
Off the screen.
Must have been the Tails.
There's the attachment. Chooses and opts to go for the Roaring Moon. Does he want to just try and attack with the Morpeko? Not enough damage. Will put the Gardevoir. That Moonlit Hill coming in clutch here. Keeping it out of range of Morpeko. So this is actually quite big, because then there's 20 HP left. So Matthew committing. He lets go. Let's draw free from restart.
Restart. Trekking shoes, Pokestop, and a boss's orders. Trekking shoes. Here we go. Put your shoes on. What we got? Energy switch. Dark patch.
Big.
Oh.
There's step 1. Pokestop here as well.
Pokestop.
1, 2, 3, and that's just unfortunate.
Okay.
Here, it's not looking too hot here for Matthew's side of the board.
Yeah,
this is a tricky scenario, because it doesn't look like there's going to be an attack.
Can't even attack.
Popping off from Matthew's side. So Rahul's Gardevoir is just going to be ready to swing once again.
Okay, there was some Dark Energy in discard pile. I got a bit worried there wasn't even any Dark Energy in discard pile. We use that Dark Patch. That's going to accelerate energy to the Roaring Moon. But I think you're correct. There will be no attacks coming off on Matthew's side of the board. We do see a boss. Okay, I don't mind this. Trying to do a little bit of a boss's order stall. That Greninja does just need 1 energy to retreat, though. As we are going to see it over. Kick over to Rahul.
Just straight into the Psychic Energy. Just more refinements. Does have the reversal if he needs to as well.
I think he discarded
everything going well for Rahul here. There's the reversal attachment, knowing he's not going to be able to use it when he goes ahead for the KO here as well.
Collapse
moves.
Don't try that again, please.
Yeah, no more of that. Thank you very much.
The collapse stage and forcing both players to have 4 bench Pokemon. If you have 5, you have to discard 1. So that Radiant Greninja sent straight to the discard pile. Now stop that, please, Matthew. That Greninja's not meant to be in the active.
Yeah, you've done your job, Greninja. It's time for you to hit the discard. But does Rahul have access to the boss? The one boss that Gardevoir tends to play. Does grab the Manaphy as well, just Ultra Balls, thinning through the deck.
Yep. Thinning is winning.
Thinning is winning.
Thinning is winning.
There's another Gardevoir EX coming down now. Maybe trying to find a way to set up his board and hand for future turns to just take down this game too.
The rare Candy Rust does access to the refinement. And there's the boss. It was in hand the whole time, Alex.
Yep, there we go. It's always going to be massive.
Oh, goodness gracious
me. Committed the Dark Patch as well to that Roaring Moon EX, and now it's just going to be tough to come back from this scenario, I reckon.
Earthen Vessel was the top deck, was 1 card away from attacking last turn. Does top deck it now. They're going to grab a 1 basic Dark Energy. And let's see, what can Matthew realistically do here? I think that Iono might have got discarded already off the top of my head, so that won't be an... Oh, hold on a sec. Where's Matthew's hand? Oh, here it comes, restart. Oh, there's Iono, tell a lie. It was not discarded. But then, does it really get you there?
It's really difficult now. So this Morpeko is finally able to take out this Gardevoir in the active spot, but of course, doesn't really help Matthew from a prize race perspective.
No,
it's putting him down to 3, and Rahul just needs to take 2 more, and there's already a target with the Mew EX, as we do see from that hand of 4 from the Iono, the Galarian, Moltres V there, and then the energy switch. So it's going to be a swing for Energizer Wheel.
Well done.
I'm telling you, this Pokemon is taking more prizes than the Roaring Moon EX here.
It has. It's taken the most prize out of everything so far.
Very true.
Over to Rahul. Only needs 2 prize cards, so you know what that means. Boss's orders will win Rahul the game. Has already played 1. Does only play 1, so we actually have to play Power Pad to find it. I mean, it's not an impossibility. We are going to see an evolution there into Shining Arcana Gardevoir. So level ball being played. Is the Power Pad available? I don't think I saw it, actually. See if we get another look at that if we can. But even if Rahul doesn't win exactly this turn, still in a very fine position. We're going to see Fog Crystal. Do we see the Power Pad? I didn't get to see it. They're not really showing us much of the deck there, Rahul. Fair enough. But like you said, even like I was saying, if Rahul just takes 1 prize card here, which is going to happen, it's going to be fine for him. As you do see, Professor's Research being played there. 7 new cards. Not a card you see that's guaranteed to be seen in every Gardevoir deck, is it, Alex, actually, the Professor's Research?
No, a lot of players now looking to try and find a way to burst through the deck as well. And sometimes it's just needed. I mean, it's such a powerful card that we've seen through the years as well, as we do see here, Rahul loading up that active Gardevoir EX, knowing that he's got a second on the board, has that Zacian V on the board, has that Shining Arcana Gardevoir on the board as well. Basically has to try and set up that checkmate once again. As we do see, is that potentially another Super Rod?
I think it's a Super Rod being played,
and the Ultra Ball, there you go. A full board, everyone.
Wow.
Of 4 Gardevoirs.
That is a statement, isn't it?
It is a statement.
4 Gardevoir in play.
Now it's just a flex.
Yeah, that is basically saying, I don't care what you do, my win con is on board. Over to Matthew, what can he do to try and stem the bleeding here? We do see the Galarian Moltres on the bench of 2 energy, we see the Mew EX in the active, we're going to see an Ultra Ball being played by Matthew here, going to get rid of an Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, say that 4 times fast, and then a Dark Patch as well, putting down a Roaring Moon EX. Alex, I mean, we often say this when you're in this tough scenario, just play to your outs, right? What is Matthew's out here?
It's quite difficult. I mean, he's just going to try and look for as big and a tanky as Pokemon as possible, I suppose, but because of that Zacian V also being on the bench, is that a direction that he could take this in? Similar to that Galarian Moltres V, things are looking pretty dire in this scenario right now. It's a real struggle. It's a real struggle.
That was a good one. That was a good one. He just said he couldn't be pulling off these puns. That was well good. Catcher Tails.
But it's a tough scenario because Rahul has set up multiple of both Guardies. And then also
that's game.
V, but he knows the writings on the wall from this community choice round 3 matchup. Rahul Reddy is taking us down, and we're progressing to a 3-0 record.
Here at Dortmund, Regional's done it in fantastic fashion there. I quite like that matchup because it's like an old, I said old deck, like an old deck, you know, Gardevoir. We've been seeing that since EUIC last year, versus Roaring Moon, which is starting to have its resurgence now. We saw it in Knoxville, it's having, 2 in top 8, being one of the most played decks there. And and Gardevoir sending out that 3-0. Things you love to see.
Showing exactly why it's a deck that's come back, full swings and roundabouts, and a deck that you've backed